Hi, my name is Rodrigo Costa, I'm from Madeira Island, Portugal, and this is my entry for the ID and ARTSTHREAD Global Design Graduate Show 2020. My current practice mostly focuses on installation, sculpture, kind of costume making I guess, and performance. Everything I do is focused on creating immersive environments that kind of revive our shared concept of childhood. We've all been through it, we all know what it means and what it is. Even though we've all had different experiences of it, there's a global concept that we all share. And I like to believe that by reviving that concept, some behaviors in our society might change. Everything I do is quite DIY, amateurish, and colorful. I don't usually work with sketches or anything like that, I just respond to the materials that I'm given. A Cabinet of Wonders in a Living Room is the project that I'm bringing forward for this competition. And I'd like to tell you a bit more about the process behind the whole project. From the beginning of my third and final year in university, I had this idea that I wanted to come up with a Cabinet of Wonders, which is a 16th century term for a room that kept a lot of worlds in there, and by worlds I mean objects from different parts of the world and that had different stories about them. In this cabinet that I was supposed to create, I wanted to include different characters that I would create from just listening on repeat to Portuguese children's songs. These costumes and sculptures were supposed to react to these songs in live performances that would become video performances, and these video performances were supposed to be shown in the cabinet. This cabinet went through a lot of different designs. One of my first designs was a tent where people would go in, lie down, and watch the video performances. Another design that I had for this was a big table where people could go under and watch the performances in big puff-like things where you could lie down and watch the videos. This was not my first time making costumes, but it was the first time that I thought it would be interesting to bring some of my own tradition into my practice. I usually didn't try on the costumes before the performances happened because I wanted everything to be quite random. I did do some sketches for these particular costumes because I needed to plan ahead for my final degree showpiece. I gave myself 1 week to make one costume, one performance, one set for set performance, and one object for each piece to interact with. After the first semester, I came back and I redid all the performances and all the sets so everything would become more immersive. After recording the final performances, I recorded all the songs myself. I played the piano for the first time. Obviously, it was an online piano, but it was still really hard to do. And for the final presentation of the project, during the degree show, I was supposed to dress up as the host, which was the final character that I was able to make before everything closed down. My only opportunity to actually wear this costume and see how it worked was during a photo shoot with a friend of mine, and I was really excited to show it to a larger public and to see how people would react to this kind of character that walks around greeting you, talking to you, interacting with other people's works. I'm sure you've read the caption for the project, but just to give you a rough idea of what a Cabinet of Wonders and a living room is, I wanted to create a space where people could go in and feel some sort of familiarity with a piece, a movement, a sound, a melody, while still experiencing the weirdness that it is revisiting childhood and revisiting childish places and realities. The installation was divided into two spaces. One was the big maze where all the pieces were supposed to go in. They were supposed to have different movements according to each performance, and once you went through this maze of repressed memories, you would go into a smaller room, which I called the living room, and you would be invited to watch the video performances. I hope I was able to explain my project a bit better. I don't know if I was. I'm not great at this. But anyway, thank you for watching. And before finishing the video, I just want to thank ID and ARTSTHREAD for this opportunity. If you want to know more about my work, feel free to visit my social media. I've got a YouTube channel where I talk about these guys that are surrounding me right now. And as I say over there, be happy, keep creating, and keep your hopes up, because you never know when things might happen. Bye, guys.